Today's training will discuss how to view your SOS results in SOS Web through my.cat.com. To begin, access my.cat.com by entering the URL my.cat.com, entering your username and password, and clicking Sign In. Once signed in, you'll be redirected to the overview page of my.cat.com. You can quickly access your SOS results by clicking on the SOS application link located in the Quick Link section in the bottom left corner of the page. This will open a second tab, which contains the SOS Web information. On this page, you will be directed to your samples. On my screen, you currently see some of the columns and information that are commonly used to search for recent samples. However, there are a variety of fields that can be used. To customize which fields you're using for your searches and what you see on your screen, simply click on the gear icon in the upper right corner of the table and select the items that you'd like to have displayed. Clicking on the item will add it or remove it from the display list. I'll click on dealer name, and you'll notice that currently it's located on the far right side of the screen, but when I select it, it will be removed. By clicking it again and bring it back in. You also can move the columns around your page wherever they are most convenient for your viewing by simply clicking them and dragging them. All of the columns can be sorted by clicking on the tiny arrow in the upper right corner, and it will allow you to sort ascending, descending, or it's a shortcut for which you can hide the column. Currently on the page, I'm displaying some of the more commonly used fields, including the health, which is your overall alert level given by the interpreter. You can see here that there are symbols to represent each of the most common alert levels: urgent action required, monitor compartment, no action required, and no comments. Additionally, you will be able to see samples that have not yet been interpreted at a high level, including all of your information that's provided on the sample label. However, there will be no results data present until the interpreter has completed that sample. Those samples that have not yet been interpreted are designated by the flask, seen here. The next column shown here is the health history, which shows again those alert levels for your past 3 samples. You can currently see that this sample is considered no action required and has been no action required for the last 3 samples. You can also see this information by clicking on the current alert level, and a box will open which will show you some general information about the sample, the interpretation text, and the alert level of the previous 3 samples. When searching for samples, you'll use the columns to find the samples that are most important or most relevant to your search today. You can search using the asset ID or your customer equipment number, the asset serial number, the component, and any of the other fields which you bring into your view by using the select gear icon here on the far right. I'm going to go ahead and select by the customer equipment number or asset ID. I'm going to enter in the value of which I'm looking for, and I'm going to select enter. Please note that you do have to select enter. Unless you select enter, it will let you go ahead and enter more. So I could select 101 and just my engines for that particular asset. And I am now selecting samples that match both of those criteria. To clear a criteria, you simply erase it and hit enter again. And now I'll bring back all of my samples related to asset number 101 for all compartments because I've cleared that engine component filter. Here you have a list of the lab numbers for the samples that have been processed, and you have some more general information about the sample. You have your component or compartment. You have your interpretation text, which is generally too long to be viewed, but if you mouse over, it will bring up a box that shows you the full text. And in this case, I've indicated the sample date. From this page, you can very quickly get your results in PDF form, so your report, just as if it had been emailed to you, by simply selecting the samples that you're interested in and clicking the PDF icon here in the upper left. You can get up to 15 reports in a single PDF, or you can do them individually. Additionally, if you'd like to just download the results to an Excel file, you can do that by, again, selecting the samples which you're most interested in and clicking download results. That download does have a limit of 10,000 samples, and you will be able to see not only your results information, but also all of your sample information that was provided during registration, so including your meter on fluid change information, any of that you provided on your label. Please note there is a Select All button here on the left of the health that will allow you to select all samples that are in your current view. Currently, if we go down to the bottom, you'll see that we have 37 items in our current view. So we have selected all 37 of those, and we would be able to download the results. However, we're not able to get the PDFs because we've exceeded that limit of 15 records. For the samples that you'd like to see more information about or a little bit more detail and you do not want to download a PDF or an Excel file, you can see that information right here in the SOS web application by simply clicking on the lab number associated to that sample. I'm going to go ahead and sort my samples in descending order so that I have the most recent samples at the top. And I'm going to go ahead and pick this top one and take you to the sample details page. Here you'll see that we have some general information at the top related to the sample, some of the registration information, again, the meter information and that. And then as you scroll down, you get into your results. So we have our interpretation text and our alert level. We have a grid that shows us historical data related to the sample. So the top line is the current sample which we're reviewing, but we can also see historical information, the interpretation text, and all of the results associated to those historical samples. This grid will automatically show the 5 most recent samples. However, if there are more than 5 samples available for this component, there will be a button at the bottom that says Show More Results. You click that and it will bring in your full sample history. Again, on this page, you do see that Excel icon. So on this one, you do not need to select the samples. You simply click the icon and it will download the full sample history to Excel for this particular component. You also see the PDF, where once again, you can get the PDF version of your most current sample result, since it'll be automatically downloaded to this screen. There's also a graphing function if you prefer to look at your sample results in a graph as opposed to in a table. You simply click the graph and a new window will open where you can indicate the date range as well as the particular results that you would like to look at in the graph. A few other things on this page to note. In the upper left corner, we do have sample activities. None of these activities are required, but if you would like, you do have the ability to close the samples. Closing the samples will change the status and may make them easier for you to search in the future. You can record any actions that you've taken related to the sample. To do that, you simply click Record Action and Apply. And here you indicate what action you took, what you did, and you submit that. That information is fed back to your dealer interpreter, and they can use that as a guide when making future recommendations. Other sample activities that you can do, you can set a sample to in progress. If you would like to note that it is being worked on, you can do that. You can also email your dealer contact or email someone else. With each of these email options, you will have the ability to select to include the attachment of the report so that the person receiving the email has that information readily available. To return back to your main samples page, you simply click the Samples button, menu item at the top. You'll be taken back to your search where you can look at other samples or continue your investigation. This completes the training on how to view your sample results. Thank you for your time.